everybody, I'm Joey Paul and I'm an indie author and welcome back to my channel. I write young adult books under all kinds of genres, so if you like that, think about sticking around and subscribing. Today I'm going to talk about my writing day, basically when I start, what I do and all of that business. If you hear a kitten jumping from up there down here, that's Mink. She's exploring, you know, as kittens do. So yeah, just warning you in advance for any loud thumps that you might hear in the background. So let's get started. When do I start? I normally wake up really early and will do my morning stuff from around 5 AM to around 8 AM. I didn't purposely start being an early riser, it just seemed to happen, and since I wasn't setting an alarm and my body kept waking me, I will be up and about from about first thing in the morning. For the past few months I've been trying to transition back to writing at my desk, but I'm not sure how successful that's been, though saying that I haven't written in bed for a good few months now, so maybe. It really does depend on how I'm feeling, what spoons I have and how my body is behaving. But for the time being I switch between my iPad and my computer for writing and this works wonderfully for me. Number 2, what I do. First thing in the morning from about 5 AM to 8 AM, as I said, I'll do morning stuff. This includes getting dressed, showering, answering emails and catching up on my YouTube queue, going over what I have planned for the day in the planner. Some days are posting days, like Mondays and Fridays are for the blog, Tuesday is for a teaser, Thursday is for a video, and other days are certain things like my weekend is a mixture of certain photos for Instagram, so it really just depends on the day of the week. But I'll get the photo taken and posted and tweet and the like, and then I'll certainly check it on my social media. Around 8 AM I get ready to start my chapter and I'll either set up in bed or I'll do it here at my desk. I always sit down to write a chapter, doesn't matter the length, though I generally do about 4 to 5 pages, and I won't stop writing until that chapter is done. This can take me anywhere from an hour to 4, depending on the day and all of the rest that goes with that. And then it's time to focus on the after writing, which I'll get to in a moment. Hello Mink. Yeah, hi. Number 3 is how I track. I do numerous things to keep track of what I'm doing and how much I've gotten done. I have this writing log where I basically write down when I wrote, what I wrote and how much I wrote. It's this small notebook and I always worry when it's filled that I won't be able to find another one, but I got one for Christmas, so I'm really happy about that. I do this for a number of reasons. One, it helps me see in revisions and edits where I wrote a certain chapter or a page, and this gives me some idea of what kind of mood I was in, whether it was a high pain day and the like, which gives me some leeway when it comes to plot holes and the like. The other reason is that I simply like having a track. Writing it down is just a way of patting myself on the back and saying, yes, I managed this. I recently, well last year, almost a whole year later, started using a paper planner, and with it I have stickers, the little smiley faces that I get to put on a page when I'm done for the day. I will also record the number of pages on there, and towards the end of the month I include the totals like pages, chapters, words and books and go from there. The stickers might be childish, but I like them and it makes me happy to see them all laid out on the pages, and it keeps me motivated. As I know it does for a lot of other writers, we all have it in a child, embrace it. Number 4, breaks are important. While talking about my writing day, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that breaks matter. Whether this is 15-minute break to stretch or make a cuppa, or a break where you have a whole couple of hours not to write. I know that I'm incredibly lucky that writing is my job full-time and all of that, so I can afford to spread things out during the day, whereas some writers will also have another job or they have other commitments and need to split their focus. And that's completely okay. We all work differently and we all have different circumstances. Don't let anybody tell you differently. I'm a firm believer in breaks and days off. We are human and we need to keep ourselves healthy, or as healthy as possible, both mentally, emotionally and physically. Which brings me to Number 5, listening to my body. For those who don't know, I am chronically ill. It's a bit obvious with the oxygen and the fact that I'm always sitting, but part of my writing day is working out what my body is saying. Is it a good day? Is my pain under control? Am I able to move and sit easier? Do I need to write in bed? Do I need to stop for the day? All of these are questions that I'm asking myself constantly, and especially when it comes to writing. Because if I do need to stop and today isn't a good day, then I need to listen to what my body is saying and, you know, actually do that. I won't lie and say that I always listen and stop. Sometimes I get carried away and push myself, and then I pay for it later. But keeping it real, it wouldn't be a good talk on my writing day if I didn't mention that chronic illness plays a part. Sometimes it's a tightrope balancing act as to whether I want to write and everything else that comes with it. Other days, it's an easier choice. And number 6, how I finish. I usually finish writing from 10 a.m. to midday, but my work doesn't stop there. I have other admin and behind the scene things to do, and these all play a part on what I spend the rest of my time doing. But if one thing is clear from the last year's Good Read Challenge, you know that I spend the tail end of my day reading. I chat with a friend while doing so, and I usually read about a book a day. Part of that is practice, part of that is the kind of books I read are not generally huge. I felt like ending on a book is a good way to refill my well and help me focus on what I need to do the next day. And it's also just a lot of fun. So there we go, that is my writing day, that is the things that I go through and how I do them, and basically that's it. What's your writing day like? What's one thing that you can tell me about? Let me know in the comments down below. So that's all I've got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment, like or subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media, and my books are available everywhere. And don't forget to pick up Cramping Chronicles The First Twinge, all the links for which are listed below. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep writing. Bye!